What's going on? Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Yeah, I'm just gonna share some thoughts I've had lately, and um, maybe maybe it can relate to it, and maybe it'd be challenging or encouraging, or I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, I'm at Home Depot right now. Just rolled up, and I've been coming here every day for like what feels like forever. Um, but I'm just like, in this time, like we've got this like mask thing going on, so like it's just become sort of like a rhythm for me. I roll up, throw my mask on, run in, do what I need to do, hop out, take my mask off. And I think at first it was like a little bit, I wouldn't say it was hard for me, but it took some getting used to. And but now it's just like part of my rhythm and just what I do. Just like slide a mask on, and how's that look? Pretty good. So I've just got like pretty comfortable wearing a mask. Well, one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about that's just kind of like been, I think, like part of some growth that I'm experiencing right now is trying to pay attention to these like figurative masks that I put on all the time. So I think when I put this like literal mask on, like I'm keeping people safe, and I'm encouraging health. But these other masks sort of do the opposite. When I put these figurative masks on, they're actually like they're sort of like blocking vulnerability and connection, both with myself and with other people. So I've been just like thinking about like what masks do I have, and yeah, I think there's a few that I've been paying attention to, at least. One is this like mask of self-sufficiency. So like, if you ask me like, hey man, how are you? Just this mask slides up. Just like, yeah, doing pretty good. Just, working, getting a bunch of stuff done, figuring out life. I think with the mask off, the answer would be a lot different. How are you doing? I don't know. I'm freaking out a little bit right now. I feel like I've got so much happening in my life, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it all done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done in the way that I want to get it done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come through for the people that I feel like need me to come through. And yeah, I'm pretty exhausted. But if I admit to myself, the non-masked answer, or maybe even to you who asked the original question, there is that like fear of like feeling or being weak. There's that fear of like not being able to manage my own life. There's that I think even it's like sometimes it's easier to believe that lie that like, oh yeah, things are going good, I'm just getting stuff done. So maybe even it's like an intentional distracting mechanism. And then maybe it's so that I can somehow prove to myself or to you that maybe I don't need anyone, which is pretty toxic for sure. I think another like mask that is an issue for me is control. So again, like, hey man, how you doing? That mask that goes up. Yeah, doing pretty good. Just chugging along, chipping away, crushing it. I think that mask is off. The answer might be like, yeah, I'm freaking out a little bit because my life feels pretty out of control, and some things that I thought maybe I had control over, I don't. And it's scary to to admit that like maybe I don't have control over things that I either want control over or I thought I had control over, or whatever it is. But again, so by like taking that mask off, there's sort of a reckoning within myself that happens, like a drive to look in the mirror and see what's really there. And I think that that's a really good thing, but I think it can be pretty uncomfortable, and I think it can be pretty vulnerable. But the good side of that, though, is that I think when we look at things for what they actually are, when we look at ourselves for who we actually are, at that point we begin a process of healing and transformation. At that point, there's no more like lies or deception, and we maybe get to move past a lot of those places of maybe anxiety and fear, because we get a chance to see things and to see ourselves for what they really are. Now, I'm not making this video because I am good at this at all. I'm just making this video because I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I have been challenged by people in my life to try to not put those masks on so often and pay attention to what's real. So that's all I've got. I don't have like a 5-step process of what the best way to do any of this stuff is. I'm in the stage of just wanting to at least be aware of this and pay attention to it. So yeah, maybe if you're out and about today or going to the store, whatever you're doing, maybe when you put your literal mask on, maybe you just use that as a moment to think about what are some figurative masks that you've had on for a really, really long time, or maybe that you're tempted to put on, or and just kind of think about what would it look like to take that off for a minute and look in the mirror and see what's real and to see what's true, and maybe trust that in that maybe gross or anxious or uncomfortable feeling that comes with that, that's sort of like a process that needs waded through in order for some growth and in order for some transformation. And I think that's to me, one of the beauties of things being brought to the light. Once they're brought to the light and no longer in the darkness and no longer hidden, they lose a lot of their power. So yeah, that's, I don't know what this is, like Josh's thoughts from his car at Home Depot. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing all right, and I hope people are doing their best to stay engaged, to love their neighbors, to love their family members, and to love themselves. I love you guys. Hope you have a great